So I have this terrible habit that I am trying to get rid of, and that is eating a sweet treat after every meal. Okay, so not like every meal, but like just about. I know it's terrible and I'm a dietitian, so like criticize me all you want. I really don't care. But I just have a massive sweet tooth, and you know, it's okay to have a sweet tooth and to have sweets here and there. I'm all about like every food can fit into your food pyramid. Just be mindful of the portion sizes that you're having. But lately it's been getting a little bit out of hand for me, and so I feel like I just need like a hard reset. So they say that it takes anywhere from 18 to 254 days to change a habit. So I am going to try and quit sugar for the next 30 days. So in college, I remember I did 1 month where I did not eat any added sugars at all. And I remember being like super stressed, especially whenever we were going out to eat, because even in like savory foods, there can be added sugars in there. And so having to always like check the labels and things like that, I feel like that was just more stressful than anything. The main point of this is that I just want to build a better habit and like train myself to not need a sweet treat after every meal. So I have decided that I am going to be following a no concentrated sweets diet. A no concentrated sweets diet basically limits all foods that are high in sugars. So things like pastries, sweetened drinks, and just foods that are high in added sugars, as well as foods that are just like naturally high in sugar. So things like dried fruit, dates, and like juices. So this diet is also one that we typically recommend for our short gut patients, and also just like in general for any GI patients that have a lot of issues with like diarrhea, specifically like osmotic diarrhea. So we tell them to stay away from foods that are high in sugar and also high in sugar alcohols, because these both can cause like an osmotic effect. So the general guidelines are pretty simple. Avoid anything with more than 4 grams of sugar per half cup serving, and avoid all like sugary foods and sugar alcohol. So even things like fruits that are really high in sugar we'll want to avoid as well. So really it's just toning back on the sugar content of my intake. And I'll kind of throw up a list of preferred and foods to avoid put out by Aspen up on the screen here. So the timer starts now. Today is September 15th, and so this challenge will end on October 14th. It is kind of late in the day. I don't know if you can hear, but my voice is like very nasally. I feel very congested. I don't know if I'm like sick or if I have allergies, but typically on the weekends I like to drink coffee, but I do not like my coffee black or unsweetened, and so I'm gonna opt for some green tea instead, and hopefully it'll help to clear up some of this congestion as well. I really hope that I'm not sick. I hate being sick.
Every minute slipping by, even when I close my eyes, ruthless I know.
Okay. Here's your dessert. What day is it today?
Mid-Autumn Festival.
And what are you eating?
Mooncakes. Remember last year? You couldn't eat these either.
Oh yeah, because last year I had my wisdom teeth thing.
Yeah.
So it actually doesn't have that many added sugars. It's only 4 grams, but the total sugar is pretty high, and it's also just a sweet anyways, so I can't eat these, unfortunately, even though there's not that many added sugars. Let me see a cross section. Does it have the egg yolk?
No.
Oh,
We creeped out.
okay. I feel less bad. I can't even smell anything because I'm congested. No, you can smell a little bit. Like it smells like sweet.
So I just got back from a free dinner program. Sometimes formula companies will sponsor like a free dinner. They invite like a speaker out to come like talk and give a lecture on like some sort of topic. And so we had one today, and the dinner is usually pretty good, but there's always a dessert at the end, and I love dessert. So it took a lot of effort to not eat it, especially because I love desserts that like are things that I don't typically get. Like if it's like a piece of cake or a piece piece of pie or something like that. I don't typically like go out and buy that, and so I don't have that around in the house. And so that's what I really like kind of struggle with. I really wanted to eat this because I didn't want to just like not eat it. I took it home with me. One is a little cake and then one is a little like a mini pie situation, and I love pie and I love pie crust. And so I brought it home. I don't know if it'll be good for the next like 20 something days if I could just keep it in the fridge, but I will offer some to Steven so I can live vicariously through him. I brought you some stuff, but I want one to eat in 25 days. They're from Haywire.
It's bad.
It's bad?
Bad.
No, I've had it before and I know it tastes so good. And I actually love it because I love like pecan pie because it's straight sugar and nuts. Is it good? It's back. So today is September 26th, and we are now like about a week and a half in. And the thing that I struggle the most with right now is just the fact that I have no snack. Everything that I have in our pantry, I realize, is like all sweets. Our breakfasts have been pretty limited. I cannot eat pancakes or have granola with yogurt. And in terms of like snacks, this Boom Chicka Pop, can't have that. Oreos, obviously can't have those, which I don't really even eat these that often. Obviously lots of sweet treats here. This is like a whole box of sweet treats. Got like some like granola bars and other random like chocolate things. This is also another sweet treat. This is, if you know, you know. These are very popular like Chinese snacks. Even in our fridge, like I'm very limited. I used to love eating yogurts. Even these, which are like less sugar from Chobani, they have 5 grams of added sugar in here. And so that is not like a no concentrated sweets diet friendly item. I can have regular sugar, but I can't add honey. So I don't like plain yogurt. We have these, this is, I'm still saving this, but these Perfect bars, not able to eat these, too much sugar, obviously can't have any drinks. Cheese and crackers, we don't have crackers though. Also we just don't have any savory snacks. Like we have bread, cheese, string cheese, or cheese sticks, whatever. Can't even drink my kombucha, which this has been here for weeks now because I just can't drink it. One serving or one bottle is 13 grams of sugar, so these are off the table. So anyways, I feel like I've been eating less because I have nothing to eat. Maybe tomorrow we'll go and get like some savory snacks, like some chips or something. And sometimes I just want a little snack, you know? I just want a little snack while I watch TV. That's all I ask for. So it's been like 2 weeks now, I think. Yes, 2 weeks since I stopped eating sugar. And one thing that I feel like is kind of annoying is that it limits my breakfast options, because I do feel like I choose a lot like more sweeter breakfast options like overnight oats, pancakes, or waffles. And so like because I'm not eating any sugar, those are now off limits. And so I'm basically limited to just egg things, and I'm really getting tired of it. So today I am having peanut butter and banana toast. So banana is one of the fruits that is approved. Obviously you have to limit your your portions. So I'm gonna have banana, and this is my fruit for the day. I actually haven't eaten any fruit at all the past 2 weeks because I'm like, well, it does have quite a bit of sugar. It's very healthy, but you have to be mindful of your portion sizes. And so we did buy strawberries, so I may have some of that later this week. The peanut butter is just the natural one with no sugar in it. And I just sprinkled some hemp seeds on top of the peanut butter and banana, and that's gonna be my breakfast just because I'm tired of like the sandwiches or just like anything to do with eggs at this point, really. So we have some strawberries in the fridge that have been in there for a while, and I wanted to pack some for my lunch, but because of the no concentrated sweets / low simple sugars diet, I am limited to just like 1 cup. So I literally measured out a cup. It's like slightly over, but there's, I feel like, lots of air in there, so this is approximately a cup. This is all I get to eat in terms of fruit today. It is way less than I feel like I normally pack.
As the weeks went on, I definitely felt the sugar void less and less, and it started to become second nature to me to not even really think about it. But the only thing that I really did miss was going to coffee shops, and you may be wondering why that has anything to do with sugar, and that's because when I go to a coffee shop, I want to have a sugary caffeinated drink and sit and work on my laptop, and I just feel like something about that vibe really helps with my productivity. I don't know what it is, but I tried to recreate that in my own home and I was unsuccessful. Obviously, the YouTube streams are not exactly the same, and you don't get the wonderful smell of sugary baked goods, as well as just like looking around and seeing other people working. So even though I had a cafe landscape in front of me and I was working on my laptop, it just didn't quite feel the same. And it was definitely one thing that I really missed, which wasn't necessarily even about like the sugar intake, but more so just like that feeling and just the vibes.
So today, one of the formula reps brought in some Tiff's treats, and obviously I can't eat sugar. And at first, like, my friend was like, oh yeah, like so and so like dropped off some Tiff's treats, you're welcome to have some. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, thank you. And then I remembered that I'm not allowed to have sugar, and then I was a little disappointed, so I still ended up grabbing a cookie, but I will save this until later. I mean, like, cookies, you can like freeze them or refrigerate them and they're good for a little bit, so it'll be a treat for later. There's only a couple more days left on this low simple sugars diet. I am almost there. We're hosting a watch party just for a couple of our friends for the UTOU game, or the Red River Rivalry, and so we got a little setup here for like snacks and beverages. And unfortunately, I will not be able to eat this. It looks really good though. It's from Costco. It's the lemon blueberry loaf, and also cannot have these beverages either. I will be sticking to just water, so I'm actually really proud of this though, my charcuterie board. It is the last day of the challenge, and for breakfast I'm having these breakfast tacos. I'm really tired of eating eggs, and so glad that tomorrow I can finally have some yogurt. That's like one thing that I really like kind of missed, to be honest. I just wasn't able to find anything that was like less than 4 grams of added sugars, because I also don't like to eat plain yogurt. I always put like honey in it and things, so that is one thing that I am excited for. There's also just a lot of stuff in our like fridge and pantry that I am not able to eat at the moment. Not that I need to be eating all of them, but it's just nice to have like as a treat sometimes. The loaf that we got from Costco, no one ate that, so the entire thing is still here. I think we need to freeze it at this point. And then my friend brought this over. It's this like Danish. I didn't get to try it because of the challenge, but I mean, it looks really good, and she didn't want to bring the whole thing back, and so we have pretty much all of it left in our fridge. And then we have some fruit back there, which I tried a single like kiwi berry for my like 1 cup of fruit / tiny amount of fruit allotment for the day. They're so sweet. We have some like raspberries, which obviously I could eat, but just not that much. And we bought some like naked juices from Costco. We have so much kombucha. And this is all like stuff that I have to wait until tomorrow to eat. So like really the problem is just that like we have too much stuff in the fridge and we need to start eating some of it. Like we also have waffles as well, which I have not been able to eat. We have a ton in our freezer, and so we really need that freezer space for other stuff because our freezer is always full. It's officially October 15th. Which means that I am free from this challenge, and to celebrate having a lot of sugar for breakfast, just kidding. But it is like more than is what was allowed in the challenge. So I am having some naked juice. We're trying this out as like something that be like a breakfast option. I'm just gonna add some protein powder to this to make it a little bit more complete and not just like juice. And then I'm also having some skyr. I guess this is not yogurt, skyr. So I just wanted to try it out and see. I got the coconut flavor. Both of these things were not allowed in the challenge because this one has 6 grams of added sugar, and the naked juice, which happens to be on sale at Costco currently, well, it's got 0 added sugars, but it's just like it's juice, so you know, not really allowed on a low simple sugars diet. This will be my breakfast for today. Earlier just now I was packing my lunch and I was like, oh, I just have like a wrap for lunch, like what else should I bring? And I was like, oh, I can bring like fruit now and not have to count the volume of fruit, so I can bring as much fruit as I want. And I feel like I have more snack options now, which is like, it's not really even occurring to me that like, oh, I can bring like all these different things that I haven't been eating for a month, which is really interesting. I guess in some way I've built up that habit of like not eating sweets and like choosing to not eat dessert after meals or not pack things that are like on the sweeter side. And so quite honestly excited that I gotten rid of that bad habit of mine. Okay, so first time having juice in a while. Gosh, this is really sweet. I feel like my taste buds weren't used to it. Was this always this sweet? It's been a while since I've like had these, but next up we have our skyr, which this tastes way more normal compared to this, but this is pretty good. Skyr. So I just finished dinner, and I know that I said that I wasn't gonna have dessert after every meal, but I have been saving this for literally almost a month now, and I finally get to eat it, so I'm gonna eat it now because I can. It's actually really good. It's not too sweet. I think it's just the perfect sweetness of dessert. I'm definitely more satisfied now eating less sweet than I was before, but I will still enjoy my treats. So it's been about a week now since the challenge ended, and I just wanted to give some of my final thoughts. So I definitely feel like I am a lot more balanced in terms of my sugar intake, and I don't feel like I have this sort of compulsive need to have sugar all the time. Since doing the 30-day challenge, that kind of proved to myself that I don't need sugar to survive, and I really don't need it at all. And it kind of helped to reset my taste buds as well. So I feel like I'm much more satisfied with less now than I used to be in the past. So I am much more able to pick and choose when I want to have a sweet treat, and kind of only having it for special occasions or if there's like something that I really want to try, rather than having it every day or like, you know, after every meal or something like that. And I feel like I'm a lot less affected by sugary things in front of me. Like I don't feel that need to eat or try every sweet thing just because it gives me endorphins whenever I have it. So overall, I feel like the challenge was a success, and it definitely helped to kind of reel in my sugar intake and help me be a little bit more mindful about that. So I'm really proud of myself. But I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!